Hey, what's up, zoners? Today, I'm going to be sharing with you all of my rankings plus tiers for free, man. I'm even going to be telling you which players I am avoiding and which players I am targeting according to their ADP compared to my rankings. I'm going to try to keep this super short, so I have an Excel file made out for all of this. I'm going to share that with you right now. All right, let's start off by explaining the table for the running backs. The first column is the running back's name. The second column is my ranking for them, so this table is in order of my ranking of the running backs. The third column is the ADP. So where this running back is going in live mock drafts as we speak. And hey, the fourth column is the net, which is the difference between the two. The fifth column is the tiers. So Christian McCaffrey, I have him ranked running back number 1. He is going as running back number 1 in live mock drafts as we speak. There is no difference between my ranking and the live mock draft ranking. And he is in a tier all by himself in tier number 1. So, hey, man, take a screenshot of this. I will be going down. I've got 50 of them ranked. So I've got Josh Jacobs, man. He's ranked number 9 for me. He's going as running back number 16 in live mock drafts. So that is a difference of 7 in the positive direction. That is a value for me. Now, the red I have as players I am trying to avoid. So non-value players, as in Isaiah Pacheco, I have him ranked number 14 overall. He is going number 9 in live mock drafts. That is a difference of 5 in the wrong direction. So I'm avoiding him. James Conner, man, I've got him ranked number 16. Number 16, man. He's going as running back 24. Okay, so when he is healthy, and everything coming out of that camp is that he is a workhorse running back. They drafted Trey Benson. People are afraid. He is a running back 1, dude, for your team. If you can get him as your running back 2, that is what championships are made of. Joe Mixon, I actually like Joe Mixon this year, but I have him ranked as a running back 2, and he's going as a running back 1 right now in live mock drafts, so I'm avoiding him. Ezekiel Elliott, dude, I've got him ranked 21 overall. He's going as running back 35 in live mock drafts. That is a difference of plus 14, so in my mind, I have to get Ezekiel Elliott, but he's going right around Raheem Mostert, actually a little bit later, but still. I'm going to have to make up my mind. Do I want Raheem Mostert or Ezekiel Elliott? Hopefully, I can get both. Let's see, dude. David Montgomery, who I love, and the Lions offensive line, man, is going to go crazy. But I'm really high on Jahmyr Gibbs and not so much on Montgomery. When Montgomery was back, he was, a low-end running back 2, inconsistent. He was a better flex option, and that's what I have him ranked at. Whereas he's going as a high-end running back 2 right now in live mock draft, so I'm avoiding him. And then here we go, dude. Jerome Ford right now is still going pretty low. I was surprised by, dude, Nick Chubb I thought was going to be going super low. I was like, I'm going to put Nick Chubb super high. But Jerome Ford right now is the value there. And then Jaylen Warren, still, man, Najee Harris is going super late. I'm still afraid, man, of the Arthur Smith. Which running back do I want? And he's going as a running back 2 pretty much right now in a 12-man league. I have him ranked 5 spots below that, so I'm kind of avoiding him. Gus Edwards, I have ranked 35th, and he's going as 40th, RB40 in live mock drafts right now, so I think that he is a value as well. And then the last person that I'm kind of ranking, because once you get into all these rookies and stuff, it just varies so much from site to site and everything else. So Brian Robinson Jr., negative 11, man. He is going as pretty much a running back 2 right now, and I got him almost a non-flex. So Brian Robinson Jr. rounding it out for us as a non-value. All right, moving on to the wide receivers. I do have Tyreek Hill ranked number 1. And I do know that CeeDee Lamb is going 1 in most live drafts. I would still go Hill when healthy. He is the safer bet to me. And I do have Justin Jefferson ranked higher than most. I believe in Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold, man. I got Sam Darnold. Just wait till you see where he's ranked, man. So Justin Jefferson, if I am drafting number 8 overall, I'm hoping to God he falls to me. And then let's go with our first big variance, big value. The difference between I have a ranking and where he's going in live mock drafts is DJ Moore, man. I have him ranked as a number 1 wide receiver, and he is going as a number 2 wide receiver 10 picks later. So he's going as wide receiver 21. I've got him as wide receiver 11. That is a difference of 10, dude. That is a huge value for me. I'm actually thinking about stamping DJ Moore as my fantasy football MVP for this season. I'm super high on Caleb Williams. He leans into the spectacular, right? He leans into the spectacular. The offensive line is actually a little bit better than what people think. He will have time to throw. So he likes to sit back and make things happen downfield. What does all this point to? It points to huge plays for DJ Moore, dude. DJ Moore was a top 10 wide receiver with fucking Justin Fields, dude. So let's go. Next up, man, Zay Flowers. I've got Zay Flowers ranked super high. You should just go at the end of last season. It was like an Amon Rob Brown end to last season, and it carried on to the playoffs, man. Zay Flowers was my number one wide receiver coming out last year or 2 years ago, whenever that was. Antonio Brown was my comp, dude, and that's what he looks like. He kills it. I think that 16 might be too low, and he's going into his second year bump, man. So I've got him ranked 16th. He's going as wide receiver 24. Huge value, man. That's a difference of 8 points in the positive direction for Zay Flowers. And then Pittman Jr., I get it. He got a lot of targets last year. They got more wide receivers. And Anthony Richardson was not who was hyper-targeting, man. That was Minshew. So I have him lower than most. And I've got Olave super low. I've got him ranked. He's lucky he's in my top. He's lucky he's a wide receiver 2 for me because I don't want him as my wide receiver 2. But I have him ranked as such just because his talent level is such. But he already has a tight back, and he's got to deal with, dude, that shit show, Dennis Miller or whatever that coach sucks. Derek Carr sucks. I don't want to spend a top 4 draft pick or a first 4 round draft pick on somebody with so many question marks, man. And I think you got to get him in the 3rd round. It's just way too overpriced. Huge value here, Christian Kirk. I've got him ranked 20th. He's going as wide receiver 37, man. He was a top 12 wide receiver the last time he was atop the depth chart in a Trevor Lawrence team, and he's going super late now. Huge value on Christian Kirk. I've got to get him every single time, dude. Plus 17 in the right direction. Amari Cooper, I've got ranked 21. He's going as wide receiver 31. I think that is criminal, dude. Criminal. Dude, McLaurin, Hopkins? DeAndre Hopkins, man. For Cliff Kingsbury, his first year in Arizona was a top 5 wide receiver. Cliff Kingsbury, he doesn't support top 5 wide receivers or running backs so much. It's about those wide receiver or top 5 quarterbacks or running backs so much, but he does support wide receivers, man. Go back and look at it. McLaurin would not surprise me if he's a top 15 wide receiver this year, and he's going as wide receiver 33, man. So huge value there. Sutton is a huge value for me as well. I've got him ranked 29. He's going as wide receiver 47. Marquise Colston was like the number 2 wide receiver in fantasy football for a couple years in a row. And I'm just waiting for that system to come back with a big-bodied wide receiver in the end zone. Sutton and Colston, to me, I don't know what it is. I tie them together. And then Deontay Johnson, he's everybody's pick for a value. And he's a value here, man. I've got him ranked 30th. He's going as 38. Tank Dell, who I love, his ADP has crept too high. So I was talking about getting him all the time. He was my preferred Houston Texans wide receiver. Now I'm looking at avoiding him because people just keep on wanting to get him, man. T. Higgins, we tell you to avoid T. Higgins every year. Xavier Worthy, he is higher for me than most because Hollywood Brown is people's pick to succeed with Patrick Mahomes. But, man, Hollywood Brown was with his best friend, Kyler Murray, and they got rid of him, okay? So I don't know what was going on there, but Xavier Worthy to me is that rookie that nobody really knows how to judge. I'm taking the value on Worthy. Same thing with Ladd, man. People are undervaluing everything. There's going to be one wide receiver that is successful for the Chargers, and in my opinion, it's going to be Ladd. And then here we go, dude, Stephon Diggs. I've got ranked 38th, man. He's the Texans wide receiver that I want the least. So I have him ranked as such. I think that he's not going to do as good as Tank Dell or Nico Collins. So there's he's a 3rd wide receiver on the team, man. I've got to rank him in the 30s, maybe even 40s. He's lucky he's here. So negative 24, dude. That's the biggest hit for me. So he's going as wide receiver 14. I don't know what you're doing, man. If you're getting Stephon Diggs wide receiver 14, I don't know what to tell you. All right. And then Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins, both huge non-values for me. I do not want to be guessing which wide receiver is going to be catching balls from Will Levis, okay? That's not a game I want to play. So if I'm getting a wide receiver 3, I don't want some 50-50 game coming from Will Levis. I would want, DeAndre Hopkins last year from Will Levis when it was all him. That's great. And we're forgetting about Treylon Burks too, dude. That's a situation I want to avoid. No Tennessee Titan wide receivers for me. All right, guys, on to the quarterback. Starting off with Josh Allen. He's in a tier by himself, okay? And my draft strategy is I'm either getting Josh Allen in the 4th or 3rd or late 3rd round, or I'm waiting and getting Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence or something like that, okay? Nothing in between. That's what I'm going to do, all right? So there's really not a lot of variance here. You can see I do have Burrow higher than most. I have him ranked 5th. And he's going as quarterback 8 right now. I have Stroud lower than most. I get it, man, but he does not like when he gets in shootouts, he does have that potential. Same as Joe Burrow. But Joe Burrow, I mean, they do not run the ball, man. You need to run the ball. All right. So I love Stroud, but I think that people are just ranking him a little too high. I mean, putting him above Dak, I don't think that's right, man. Dak was killing it last year. But anyways, let's go to our first big variance here. Geno Smith. I've got him ranked 19th. All right. He's going as quarterback 29. They got that new offensive coordinator, air raid, dude. Air raid. They're going to throw the ball more than anybody in the NFL. And he's got 3 elite wide receivers. And he's got Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, not Kenneth Charbonnet, but still, all right, Zach Charbonnet. So he's got all of the weapons. And the offensive coordinator came from Washington, dude. This is his first NFL job. And they threw the ball more than anybody. So this is going to be like a true college system coming in and throwing the hell out of the ball, dude. Geno Smith, if he can still play the game, will be a very fantasy relevant quarterback this year. And then I do have Aaron Rodgers lower than most. The more I know about Aaron Rodgers, just the more I do not want to own him in fantasy. So I have him as -8. So those are the quarterbacks. Take a screenshot. All right, let's finish it up with the tight ends. If you could get yourself a tight end that breaks out super late, that was one of the most common factors on championship teams last season. So starting off with that factor, dude, LaPorta. It was LaPorta, McBride, maybe Ferguson. Those guys were killing it for championship teams last season. But now you can't do that, man. LaPorta is going as what? He's going as tight end number 2, which is criminal, man. You're going to take Kelsey over LaPorta? Please. But still, not a lot of variance. You do know I hate Travis Kelsey. So I have him ranked as tight end 4. I had him ranked as tight end 14 for a while, dude. That guy was, tight end like 15 or 12 or some crazy shit for the entirety of the second half of last season. He does not score touchdowns in the last half of the season the last 2 years. So Kelsey, to me, dude, I hate him. But don't listen to me because I have a personal vendetta against him. I think Ingram is an amazing pick if you want to stick in the middle. But other than that, I would wait and get Ferguson, maybe Bowers. I'm loving Freiermuth super late. And you can tell I don't have any variances, highlighted. I do have Hunter Henry ranked a lot higher than most. I think that he could be a huge value, man. Hunter Henry, touchdown like every game when he was healthy with Matt Jones last year. Drake May, I've got ranked higher than most. If Drake May is as good as I think, Hunter Henry will blow shit up, man. And then Bowers, the greatest college tight end of all time coming out, and we just had a tight end finish number 1 overall last season. So all that is super interesting. I am trying to wait and get Freiermuth. All right, everybody, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. If you do not agree with my rankings, remember to comment down below. Let me know, dude. With new information, I can change my mind. Hopefully, I earned a thumbs up. Hopefully, I earned a subscription, man. Don't forget, we are on Patreon now, so you can support us. Hey, we're poor too, so if you can't pay for it, don't do it. There are some free benefits, I think, but you can message us, look at our updated rankings all the time. I think I'm coming out with that quite often. But yeah, $5 a month for that. Thank you so much for watching again. This is the Fantasy Red Zone. I am Tyler Big Turd Ward, and I appreciate you.